Get busy in here, get busy in here. Yeah, my squad run deep. Yeah, we really in here. I swear whatever you want, you can get it in here. Comedy or the drama, it's a mixture in here. But you love it in here. Yeah, you love it in here. Got reviews up in here. We got stories in here. Hit the like, hit the sub, hit the bell. Oh yeah, 3 clicks like the shoes on.
Yes, I'm high. Yes, really wanna get to this guy. Yes, go out tonight, I just might. Yes, sound cleaner than yours, so don't buy. Yes, I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy BusyBlu with another So Busy recap and review. I don't even know what episode this is. Okay, another episode of Ratchet Wives who aren't really wives, and one may become a wife, but she will be the wife of a scammer who actually owes a whole lot of money. The other one is an actual wife, but her husband does live with her. She's apparently an arrested prostitute. The other one is married, but her husband has cheated on her a million times. That's the official name of the show. Y'all, I know I'm late. Please don't judge me. When I was out of town, I thought So Dad was going to do this for y'all. Y'all people with the champagne flutes, because y'all probably putting them in here right now. He was supposed to do this, and he did not. And still here we are. So I want to make sure that I continue to give you all these videos, because there's a glimpse of hope. If I can continue to do a BasketballWives review, even when I don't want to, even when it's late, and give it to y'all, that means there's something is changing. You know, not the world, but something small is changing. And it's giving me hope, and I need to give that to y'all. All right, so we're about to get into this episode. Y'all, this episode was just so chaotic. It was too many moving pieces, and then things that happened for no reason. And it really bothered me. It's just too much that was going on. So we start off with Brandy and Jennifer meeting. I guess they're walking up the Hollywood Hills. Brandy's upset. She said, look, I haven't been able to talk to Brooke in a minute. I'm not sure if it's the fight or what happened during our last conversation. I don't know where we are. We've been really good friends throughout this time period, so I hope that I haven't messed anything up. So she decides to talk to Jen, and she says, hey, Jen, girl, when you left the charity event, me and Evelyn got into it. And she was like, really? About what? Well, basically, she was mad and caping for Brooke, and was frustrated about how Brooke was dealing with things, and how dare I bring Jackie to something that Brooke is coming to, and I'm picking sides. And Brandy's whole problem is this, and I agree with her. Girl, wasn't you just sitting down with Jackie's best friend, pulling out her arrest records, calling her a prostitute? Like, your hands are not clean. Your hands are not clean. Miss me with that. So Brandon's like, look, I'm just over it. I'm just hoping that Brooke doesn't get frustrated with me. I don't have children. I've never lost a child. I've lost a parent. I think it's very interesting every time they're like, oh, well, you know, using Jackie's name is a trigger for Brooke, because it reminds her of how mean she was to her daughter. I'm trying to figure out why Jackie is the trigger. Hearing your daughter's name or your daughter's name in a negative context, I can understand why that would be frustrating. It could be triggering for you, but I don't understand why Jackie's name is the trigger. So every time they say Jackie, she's like, oh, I gotta go. Well, I need to know a little bit more about this. And you need new therapists if they haven't stopped that. Every time somebody says Jackie, you go into a trance. So outside of that, Brandon was like, look, at the end of the day, it was very weird. It did look like Brooke got mad at me. She got up, she stormed out, she left. And Jennifer was like, look, we all know it's a trigger. We just got to do the best that we can. I think y'all should have a combo. And Brandon's like, look, I think that I want to have a combo because I don't want to make her feel any type of way. And I miss our friendship and us talking. Now, moving on from there, we got Brooke, Jennifer, Glorilla, and Evelyn. Brooke is now picking sides and not inviting her friend Brandy because Evelyn's there. You know, it must be so much fun. And I've never been that friend. I've never been so lucky. But you know, when you're the person that people fighting over, they want your time, they want your attention, they want your affection. She must feel so good that she's like, well, now I got to pick up a lot. Sorry, Brandy, you can't come because everybody else who loves me wants to come. Or sorry, Evelyn, sorry, no, sorry, and I invited such and such first. But anyway, she decided that this event she was going to exclude Brandy because she's choosing so many people who love her. Um, Glorilla is saying that she's her fiance, who we don't hear much from. What's going on with Glorilla? What's going on with her wife? Is she gonna be going like Christy's husband? So Jennifer, she said she's still planning a wedding, and Brooke was like, "Can I get a plus one?" What's the time frame? What's the time frame? Because the last time we talked, she just went out on a date with that guy who I think like man and got these roses and stuff, and we're just taking it fresh and new. And that's how she tried to present herself. Now here we are back to a cut two. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, here is Brooke. Somebody's like, "Hey, I'm in town." She said, "I'm about to come slip you. I'm coming to your hotel room. I'm getting an overnight bag." Which one are you, Brooke? Are you the I'm just trying to take it slowly after my divorce? I'm really trying to figure out who I am. The divorce is so difficult. Or are you the I got my bags packed? You want me to come over now? So everybody was looking at her crazy, like, well, what do you mean? So what happened? What's going on? And apparently she met this guy. Does she say his name here? I know, I think she talks about it. It says his name later, but she says she's happy and she met someone. She had already met them a while ago, but they just rekindled and met up again. And he just swept her off her feet. Everything about him is just amazing. So she's just really happy. I mean, it Jennifer's man already has a problem with people even bringing the plus one, her mother. Okay. I don't think he wants you to bring somebody you just met the other day. So we stopped talking about that. We said we'll hear more, but the lady is looking like she's in bliss, whatever. Then you get to Brandy, and they're saying Brooke hasn't talking to Brandy, and she needs to have a conversation with her. She feels like, you know what? I think it's time. I understand that Jennifer was questioning, everything that was going. No, this is what Jennifer was like, well, I think what the real issue is that you over here, Evelyn, was having a problem with how her friendship was with Jackie, when, to be honest, you were befriending the wrong person. And that's who should be being confronted. Child. Evelyn said, who should be being confronted is that man who was sleeping with all of those people on you. You need to be talking to your husband. Which I mean, I want to say low blow, but you ain't got a husband, so moving on. Brooke says, look, I just feel like every time somebody brings up Jackie's name, every time somebody brings up Jackie, puts her into the atmosphere, it's a trigger for me, and I'm so tired of being triggered or traumatized. So I think I do owe it enough to Brandy to have a conversation with her, see where we can go, let bygones be bygones, and move forward. I don't have time for that. Next thing, you got Evelyn. Evelyn is on the phone with Cheyenne, who is Jackie's best friend, the one who came to do the mediation and now is on the phone with Evelyn all the time and was in the same room listening to Evelyn talk cash money about her best friend and saying she was a prostitute back in 78, whatever the year was. That's Cheyenne. Cheyenne moves very funny to me, and I don't get it. I don't get it. So she's on the phone with her. Cheyenne says, look, I want to invite you to a women's empowerment. Come on to the women's empowerment brunch. What is this? What's that show, y'all? It's on WeTV. It's not on WeTV. What is the show? The Bell Collective. Come on, Bell Collective. She's inviting them to the women's empowerment brunch, honoring a man. I thought that was kind of if we're having a women's empowerment brunch, let's center the focus on women. You ain't no women in that area, but this was a women's empowerment brunch that was honoring a man. Evelyn said, you know what? I think I would love to come to that. I do love everything that Cheyenne stands for. She's for positivity, politics. She's so cheerful. She's always, a breath of fresh air. And Cheyenne said, I do want to let you know that everybody is invited. So I don't want y'all to sit here and come here and try to act the fool. Every person is invited. So, let them know that Jackie's going to be there too. So Evelyn said, look, have you talked to Jackie? Speaking of, and Cheyenne was like, no, I haven't. Girl, you just sat with that lady who took out court documents. And you didn't think to even call her and be like, yo, you have to wake up. Evelyn's putting your business out on TV. Now you ain't heard this from me, or you did. Evelyn's putting your business out on TV. You haven't called her once. You haven't said anything to her once. You're tacky. But she said no, and Evelyn was like, "Well, I'm a little shocked that you haven't said anything." And then she tries to, backpedal. Well, I just want you to know that if you did feel some type of way about this, it's not really my intention. The girl, well, shut up, shut up. You're a nasty individual. You're a mean individual. And you meant it exactly. Who you're taking time out of your day to investigate somebody you don't even like. That's weird behavior. So moving on, we get Brandy and Brooke. Is it just me, or when they start to do these, when they're trying to do these, we're about to sit down and come to Jesus, it's too dramatic. Girl, walk in the restaurant and sit down. It was all of this hair blown in the wind. The last time that I talked to her, girl, get into the restaurant and sit down. It was more entertaining when Cynthia went to Phaedra and said she had a butt dial, and you said I wasn't invited. It don't take that much. But anyway, they sit down, they talk. Brooke says that she is gonna give Brandy a chance because she doesn't know how she doesn't want to pass off whatever her frustrations are from Jackie onto Brandy, and that's unfair to her. So she wants to make sure that she at least gives her a chance. She listens to her, hears her out. So they sit down. What's going on? Brandy's saying, "Look, I know you mad at me for the whole Jackie thing, but if I'm being honest and being a real friend, you don't look like you care anymore. Like, you seem like you're beyond an apology. You don't want accountability. You don't want any of that stuff anymore. So what's the problem now?" And Brooke was like, "Well, I don't care about it. I don't want it anymore." It was okay. It's just that I'm past that. I don't think she can do it. She's never going to be able to move forward. Okay. So then what is the issue then with me now continuing my friendship with her like I used to have? I'm not staying with the lady all the time. I'm not eating the lady back. We just friends. We have to film a show together. Well, I'm not sure. Brandy said, "Look, I don't trust Jackie just like everybody else in the world, but I'm cool with her. She's fun. I see her for who she is. I'm not going to her for lottery numbers, but she's cool. She took accountability from me. I don't think it's all that much. I'm not, talking on the phone with her at all times of the night. But I apologize if you felt like I was doing something that was disrespectful or mean, or if you thought that I didn't care or I didn't put you first." Brooke was like, "Well, I just thought it was really weird, and I just didn't understand all of the stuff that was going on." And Brandon said, "Look, I'm sorry." She says, "I'm sorry. We're done." I don't know how we get over that so fast because the lady be crying over the word Jackie, and then we just had a whole conversation about her. But I digress. During the end of that conversation, Brooke gets a call. "Excuse me, hold on 1 second." This was the most weird to me ever. And I think did she get up because she knows that Evelyn and Brandy have contention? Because she gets up to talk to Evelyn. She's like, hey, I was on the phone with Cheyenne, and Cheyenne invited me to the women's empowerment brunch that's honoring the men, and everybody can come, and Jackie's gonna come. This is what's bothering me. Evelyn can say Jackie. Evelyn can do this. Evelyn can do that. But anybody else do it? Oh, chop. It's a chop. It's so frustrating. So, hey, I just want you to know that Jackie's going to be there. She's invited. Why she didn't have a hissy fit like she had when Brandy invited? Well, I think that I'm mature enough and I'm adult enough and I can be able to push through and I'll be able to. Girl, the jury said that that is a lie. The lie detector said that was a lie, and we'll see in a little bit. So she said she's gonna go. Then she comes back to the table, which was so weird. This game of telephone. Now she's back with Brandy, who they just had a heart-to-heart. Hey, sorry, that was Evelyn. Evelyn invited me to Cheyenne's women's empowerment brunch that Jackie's also going to be at too. And I wanted to know if you would like to come. It would be a good look for you. What is this game of telephone? Okay, anyway. So Brandy says she's gonna come, and we go on from there. Then you get Jennifer. Jennifer is meeting up with her production team because she's trying to get this film in place or a documentary or something. I didn't get what it was. I know she did that documentary about that man who she dated who killed his nephew. Did he kill his nephew? What was the? Oh my God, that's eerie. I only got one uncle. He ain't come here. it was like sweetie pies. She was dating that man with the white hips. He killed his nephew in order to get insurance money for something. I can't remember, but she then did a documentary about how he was stealing and taking away from her, right? And she wasn't even on the TV show. She was just getting got. Didn't he take her cars or something like that too? And she had to call the police, and she couldn't get her car. I'm talking to y'all like this is not pre-recorded. I mean, it'll live in here, but anyway, let's keep going. So she's meeting with the production team. She says, "Look, she got 2 weeks to get this done. We need to do a viewing for the people." And they were like, "Well, you got to give us a couple of weeks." She said 2. And he was like, "Well, if you want a great quality," she was like, "I think we're going to get that. Let's just do 2." What is this? She said she wants to sell it before the wedding because she broke. So since that scene where she was like, "I don't do broke, I don't know broke," and he was like, "Yes, you do, because I owe $250,000. So you do no broke." Have they have a conversation with each other yet about, yeah, we don't have no money? Because now she's going straight into, I need this documentary before the wedding. Why, if you already had money? It's giving Peter Thomas and Cynthia Bailey. So moving on from there, we get Cheyenne. Cheyenne comes to talk to Jackie. Now, I don't believe any of this was real, but I also was extremely entertained. Cheyenne was like, "Hey girl, what's going on with you?" She's like, "Nothing, just the same old, same old." She was like, "Well, what happened to you at Brandy's event?" "Oh, I never said that. I actually never gave her a yes that I would actually attend it." "Yes, you did. Yes, you did. And then you said you were going to invite Cheyenne. So that's why Cheyenne went, and you were no show. No call, no show. Brandy called you, and you said, yes, I'll come, and I'll invite Cheyenne. Now it's, I didn't think, I don't remember saying, how do you think Cheyenne got the invite? She ain't on the show. But anyway, she said, yeah, it's just so much. My husband is, he's playing, and he's now in town, and the dogs, and, the sky. And okay, so Jackie said she just didn't want to be there. Either way, she said, look, I don't got time for it. I didn't think that I had to be there, and I wasn't there. So then Cheyenne says, look, I want to tell you something. There was something that I kind of learned at the party, and I don't know the best way to say this, so I'm just gonna spit it out. Were you a prostitute? Were you a prostitute? She said, wait, what? Have you ever been a prostitute? Jackie said, what simple-minded jughead thought of this? Yeah, they say you were a prostitute in what was the year? 1987. Were you arrested in 1987 for prostitution? Jackie said, no. And none of this is going to be tolerated. I'm a wife. Can you imagine going to my husband and say you married a prostitute? This is really strange. This is really weird. I don't know who this is, who's trying to mess up my connection with my family, with my friends, with partners. I am not a prostitute. I have not been a prostitute. I mean, in 1987, I mean, get how you live, girl. But she said, never have I been. Now, I don't know. Y'all put in the comments. Tell me if y'all believe her. Tell me if y'all believe her. I mean, but you also have to be a fool to look at anything that Evelyn Lozada gives you on a piece of paper and say it's fact. So anyway, Jackie said, you know what? Who was the main one talking? Who had all this information? She said, oh, it was Evelyn. Oh, okay. She want to tell lies about me. Then I'm gonna tell the truth about her. Did you know about them dogs? Mm-hmm. Did anybody ask about them dogs? Cheyenne was like, what? What? Them dogs. Yeah, bestiality is such a thing. What do you? I mean, I'm just saying. I know that she's had plenty of great nights with some dogs that be hollering, and that little one. First of all, shady production. When Jackie said, and that little one who always be limping, and then they did flashbacks. They did flashbacks to the dog who be limping. Mm-hmm, that was her favorite run. Shane was like, what? No, she has a lizard. Jackie said, oh, she done moved up. The dogs couldn't. The dogs couldn't do it no more. She had to move on to the lizards. Poor dogs. Oh, she done moved on to the lizards. Now, to be honest, that whole conversation took me out. I thought it was hilarious. I loved it. I think what is interesting, and I don't know if Evelyn's gonna take it like this, but Jackie did say, I know I'm just playing and all of this stuff, but I really am upset about these people trying to tear down my reputation like this. Like I have a foundation, I work with girls, I'm trying to mentor them, and I'm just a black girl from the hood, and I'm trying to get other black girls from the hood to, see that there's better. I just I don't like it. So she says, "Look, I'm gonna come to this event. We're gonna figure it out, but I really seriously don't like it." After that, you get Brooke, Jennifer, and Brandy meeting. They just decided they want to get up early and just meet at Brooke's. Brandy says she is excited that Evelyn isn't invited. She feels as if they can just move forward now. So if we just keep Evelyn, y'all see how Brooke did this in the beginning of the episode, everybody's invited but Brooke. Now at the end of the episode, everybody's invited but Evelyn. So Brandy was like, yes, it's my turn to sit with my queen. But she says, look, she wants to just be able to move on, catch up, and keep the friendship going with her and Brandy. And I mean, with Brandy and Brooke, and they don't have to go backwards. So keep Evelyn over there researching who Jackie slept with in 1987 and selling those cheap spandex dresses. Okay, that's what she said. So from there, she said, Brooke asked about the women's, empowerment brunch. How do you feel about the women's empowerment brunch? You coming to the women's empowerment brunch? She said, I don't know. This is kind of interesting for me. She said, at this point, I just need a kiss from my man. Wait. And we're like, what are we talking about? So she was like, okay, so this is your man. It seems like y'all going really fast. What's going on? And she was like, okay, well, his name is Kevin, but they talked for weeks before. And she says what she loves about him is that he created a safe space where she can be herself. She can communicate. She can talk. She doesn't feel like she's going to be judged, like he's going to look down at her. And she can just be. And she hasn't been able to have that in a long time. And to be honest, when you have someone who can just let you like communicate or talk and they make a safe space for you to be vulnerable, those things are hard to not obsess over, especially like when she already lost her daughter. She's going through things with her son. She may be a grandma, loses, just got divorced. Like I think now more than ever, she needs someone who's just like, whatever you want to say, whatever you want to do, like do, please. And I think that's why she's so, I don't want to say infatuated, why she likes him so much right now is that there's so much going on and he's saying, hey, I got you. In whatever kind of way that is. So from there, she said that it's been bliss. Jennifer was like, but y'all only had one day. She said it was the weekend. It was the whole weekend. We had a whole weekend. You better stretch it out. But then she started talking about what he said he's gonna move here, and I think we're gonna get married, and we already got a date set. Jennifer was like, well, do you love him? Do you love him? You just met him. What type of, well, I guess they're not really friends. I guess you would ask a non-friend a question like, do you love him? Do I love him? You just met him. You don't know him. And Jennifer, you got some nerve. That's how you got scammed and that man had your cards. Anyway, Brooke says she just feels happy and she's grown, so she's gonna take this one step at a time. But right now she's just fully in bliss and she's gonna soak it up. From there, we get to the ghetto women's empowerment brunch. Now, I'm trying to figure out who to blame, and y'all tell me who y'all think is to blame. So, Evelyn, everybody starts showing up to the event one by one. I'm not going to go through what they were saying why they were getting there. Evelyn decides that she wants to apologize to Brandy, which I was like, I mean, this is big of you. She says, I need to apologize to Brandy because I felt like I gave you just a little bit too much. You didn't come to that lunch, and that's why you realized you was missing out on funding. Okay. She said, I feel like I just gave too much, and I don't want to fight over their friendship. It's not that serious. So, I'm just being very protective of Brooke, and, I just want to make sure. And Brandy said, look, it's okay. We can move forward. It's not that serious. I get it. Then Cheyenne calls Brandy. Cheyenne calls Brandy over. So Brandy and Cheyenne, they have a conversation with Jackie. Brandy says, hey, I was really upset that you didn't come to my event. I was supposed to come to the event? Yeah, you say you were going to come to the event. You say you were bringing Cheyenne. You also say you was going to come to the event and take accountability. I don't recall. I don't. This is news to me. This is news to you, Jackie. This is news to you. Brandy was so over. This is not news to you. I don't think that was smart to do. You said you were going to come and you did not come, and it made me very upset. You were supposed to take accountability and you didn't take accountability. To be honest, I'm looking at you sideways because you're acting crazy. Cheyenne says, look, what well, I just want to make sure that Brandy knows that I told her what y'all all was saying about her selling her body in 1987. And I thought that it was really crazy. And Jackie said, oh, so you were part of those conversations. Brandy, oh, so you're a shit starter. Okay. Brandy said, I'm not a finisher. And Jackie said, you're not a finisher like I am. And then it just got too nice to meet you, Brandy. Thank you so much, Brandy. It was good seeing you. Thank you. Like they ended the conversation abruptly. Good seeing you. Thank you for coming over. Thank you. Nice seeing you. Thank you for coming over. Very weird, very ironic. So Brandy's like, well, what are you doing? She's like, it was good to see her. Good to see you. Thank you for coming over. I appreciated it. So, I guess that was it for that. Then from there, we get Brandy, she leaves. She says, look, at this point, I don't care what Jackie does, who she does it with. I'm just not dealing with it, and I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole with her. The lies are too much. She doesn't know how to tell the truth, and she it doesn't stick to her word. So I'm done. Then you get to the actual event where the Women's Expo, they are honoring Senator Bradford for his work. So what he talked about, which I think is actually truly amazing, is the move into Congress, the Ebony Alert. You know what's really sad is that Amber Alerts can be used for minority children and children of color. But it seems as if it just doesn't work that way or that fast. So much so that you had to put into legislation a whole new bill that protects Black and brown boys and girls if they're kidnapped or taken or missing. It's just so strange. But he introduced that, and he wants to make sure that he continues to put in that work and have the support of all of the women that are there as well. Then Cheyenne gets up. Y'all thought, you know what was weird? When he was coming up to the stage, and Cheyenne was like, I normally tell him that he's ugly. I don't know if that's appropriate. Anyway, Cheyenne says that then she makes this awkward. Okay, everybody, if you ever had a credit card, if you ever used credit, known about credit, played Monopoly, anything, can you please stand up? And so people started standing up. Brooke was like, well, girl, my food here, and I don't want my food to get cold. I'm hungry. I'm not standing up. I'll raise my hand. So everybody was standing up, and she was like, hey, do you need to stand up? Do you need? It was so weird how she was just focused on whether or not Brooke stood up. I don't know if she was trying to call the lady broke and saying, I know you do credit because you used to be scamming back in the day. Or it was just something that was so weird. And then she kept doing these. First I want to introduce Nate Holden. He's really the reason why women like the ones who are sitting down have credit in the first place, because you wouldn't be able to get it if you didn't have a man like the ones who are sitting down. I really wish some of you all would stand up. So Brooke was like, I'm not, girl, what is all of this about? And they're conversing at the woman's empowerment brunch. She on the stage, Brooke is sitting down eating her stuff in the back. They're going back and forth. It's so stupid. Decorum. So then Brooke was like, there's other people who are not standing up. I'm not standing. Why are you sitting here mad at me? So here she keeps going on. Cheyenne keeps going on and on and on. So then finally they give a clap, and now we're done. Cheyenne said, I just really wish everybody would have gotten up. That was the end of her speech. Girl, let it go. So then Jackie says, I'm leaving. Cheyenne's like, thank you so much for coming. She was like, I just needed to see how sick, terrible, and twisted these humans are that we're going to be dealing with. And I just can't. I'm about to go. So she leave, but she also says, Cheyenne, I love the way that you let her know that you didn't like that she didn't stand up. You need to let these girls know. Okay, teach them how to talk to you. Okay. So from there, Jackie leaves, and then everybody goes to the table. At the table, Cheyenne comes over. She said, I just want to thank all of you all for coming to this event. It really meant a lot for me. I just wish all of y'all would have stood up. Brooke said, I didn't like being called out in front of everyone else. You don't know what my situation is. You don't know what my circumstances are. Maybe I have used credit, maybe I haven't, but you don't know what my secureness is in mentioning it, talking about it, standing up and covering. Like, you don't know that. So you need, and there were other people who weren't standing. And Cheyenne was like, well, I just wanted you to stand. I thought it was tacky that you didn't. I just thought it was tacky. So I just want you to know that I wanted you to stand. I thought it was tacky that you didn't stand. Okay, well, other people didn't stand, so are they tacky too? I just thought everybody was tacky. But it was specifically tacky of you. Okay, so from there, Cheyenne's like, look, at this point, you're just tasteless and you're classless. She's like, how am I tasteless and classless? I just didn't like that you was calling me out in front of everybody else. You didn't need to do any of that. And Cheyenne was like, look, I'm not going to argue with you at this point. Hey, all the other ladies, we are going out to have drinks. So you don't have to come. Brooke, she says, and I will be there. I will be there. She was like, well, I don't want you to even come to this event. To be honest, security, can we get her escorted? Child, Brooke was like, nobody better touch me. I bet not be touched, but you better not. I'm not going nowhere. First of all, the charity event wasn't all that good. And for you didn't want to stand up and you don't want to leave, I don't think the food looked that good either. Just get up and go. So then now the people are fighting from, I don't know, where did this butch lesbian come from? She was like, yeah, I got you. So we don't know where she came from. She's following Brooke around. We don't know what's going on. Brooke is like, she was about to fight. Then the mama came out. Then some cracker, she came from the back and she was like, what's going on? And now everybody on Cheyenne's end is about to come out here and fight Brooke because Brooke didn't want to say she used crack. I didn't get it. I just didn't get it. So she ends up like going outdoors. It was like, ain't nobody gonna pump me, nobody gonna tell me what to do. Don't be kicking me out no party. Child, Jennifer was like, what in the, I thought y'all said this was a classy party. Jennifer was like, what, you see me? Do I look like I go to parties with fights? What was that about? So she gets out, child, the butch lesbian follows them outside and still wants to fight with her outside of the event. It was just so tacky. It was just so ghetto. It went from, I don't want to say, well, I guess it was always ghetto. It's a women empowerment brunch honoring a man, two men, to be honest, because the senator and then whoever that Walter guy, whatever his name is, Nate guy who created credit cards or made sure that women can get credit. I don't know. I mean, it just wasn't giving women empowerment or feminism. But anyway, we move on. What I didn't understand is that Brooke said, you know what, with all of this tension and everything that's going on and how she just tried to act right now, that let me know that Cheyenne's jealous of me. 1 + 1 = 2. You saw how she didn't like that I didn't stand up because of the credit card? Jealous. Now I know my mind works crazy, so I can go from one leap to another leap, but just because she wanted you to stand up at her event, now you think she's jealous of you? Okay. Anyway, she says, I feel like she's jealous of me. Y'all, then we see this is what you should be doing, Evelyn, since you're the PI. Jackie's over there in the corner in another van with sunglasses on, saying, exactly. These ladies won't be able to do it. Just look at them, a mess. Fighting. She's laughing at the whole event. Okay, over there in the whole other van with sunglasses. She's so campy. This is what I love about her. Just a Disney villain. Not in the scene. Knows that she's removing herself because she feels like y'all not going to be able to do this show without me. Y'all can't even get along. And then look at her. She goes to the event. She sits in her car, and now they're trying to scrap. And here she is smiling and rolling up the window. Go ahead, driver. So after that, we get to them going to another outing, and they decided they want to have drinks. Brooke says she felt that it was weird that Cheyenne called her out and didn't call anybody else out. But we've known each other for a while. She knows me, so why should it be that big of a deal? I thought that was weird. And this also was the problem that Brooke said she had with her in the beginning. Remember when they all sat down and Evelyn said she was going to start being friends with Cheyenne, and Brooke was like, well, you need to be careful because she's friends with Jackie, and if you are a friend of Jackie, that means you are a friend to no one, because that's the type of people that they hang around. They're not even friends to each other. So you need to be careful with her. And now it seems like you didn't take your own advice. she says, look, that whole everything about her energy, all of that was just crazy to me. I didn't like it. So Evelyn said, you know what? It was just a really weird, and then you got turned for some reason. You just got a little elevated. No, you were the ghetto part. You were. Don't touch it. You can just kindly say, you know what? I'm gonna leave. I already ate, and y'all not giving me an award. I can be escorted from. Look who I'm around. This lesbian is your crackhead mother, girl. I can get up and leave. This is really not that serious. I have been thrown out of worse by better. Girl, I can definitely be walked out or escorted. I don't care, but she didn't want to do that. You better not touch me yet. Now you want to fight at the event. You're causing more of a scene than you would have if you would have just left. Anyway, so Jennifer, she got there. She was talking about all that stuff being ghetto. Glorilla gets there, and Brooke said, "Look, can I ask you a question? Because you're a lesbian. I didn't say anything offensive when I told that lesbian that I would beat her up, or she looked like a boy, but she still is a woman, and I would beat her up or drag like a woman. And I don't know." Cheyenne was like, "No, you just telling her that she still looks femme." But then they started calling her all types of derogative names, and I was like, "Oh, well, we can't air this." They was bleeping it out, and Cheyenne kept, I mean, not Cheyenne. What's her name? Glorilla kept having to say, "No, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can't say that." Well, she is a carpet. No, you can't say that. You cannot say that. But she did look a little masculine. So they said, anybody talk to Jackie? Brandy says, yeah, I talked to her. And everything is just messed up coming from her. I don't want to hear from her anymore. I just tried to talk to her. It didn't go well. To be honest, I'm removing myself from the Jackie thing. And Jennifer said, well, you know what? That's cute for all of y'all, but I have a movie that's coming out and Jackie's in it. So I'm trying to do a premiere. I need to do this event, and I need Jackie to come to the event. Evelyn said, you're not gonna make no money if Jackie's in it. So Glorilla was like, look, we got to figure out what we're gonna do. It was very crazy for her. And what we're gonna do with Cheyenne, because I thought it was really weird that Cheyenne was calling you out. She was calling. There were other people who weren't talking, and people who weren't standing up, people who weren't. Why was she just so fixated on you? And she was like, right, Glorilla, I didn't understand that as well. So it was very weird to me, and that's what I have a problem with now. So Evelyn, you say you about to start being friends with her. You need to be careful, and you need to be weird, because I don't like that. I don't like her. So now Evelyn's like, maybe I'll have a conversation with Cheyenne to see. Oh, now you want to have a conversation? Wasn't you just cussing out Brandy, and Brandy couldn't talk to Brooke for a couple of days because of how you felt? Just go straight to Cheyenne and cuss her out like you did Brandy. Just do that. Anyway, I don't know why we giving Cheyenne so much grace. She must have like a friend out, a show contract, whatever. Evelyn goes to sit down with Cheyenne, and Cheyenne's like, I can't believe that disgusting, nasty, raggedy bitch even came to my event and acted like that. She's so disgusting. She's so ghetto, low class, no class, never had class. She's the prostitute as well. I can't believe this. And Evelyn's like, well, hold on. It's a lot going on. I just felt like there was a lot of tension and everything. No, she just doesn't know how to act. So now Evelyn's surprised that Cheyenne is looking at Brooke that way, but maybe she always looked at her that way. They've known each other for years. I don't know. At the end of the day, Evelyn, you owe Brooke an apology. I mean, Brandy an apology, because you befriended that lady and Brandy thought it was weird. You then in turn talked about her husband who was sleeping with who, then took her friend away from her, and your friend then befriended a person who cussed out one of your friends that you cussed me out for. You owe me an apology, and I want it written. Now, that's how I feel, y'all. Tell me what y'all felt about the episode. It was just too much going on. Y'all heard about them dogs? Nah, I ain't never heard about Evelyn and them dogs. Did y'all hear about the dogs? I don't know. How y'all felt about it, and how do you feel about, because Jackie was in the scene? I want Jackie on the show, so I don't know if they're trying to do this. We're gonna band together and we won't film with Jackie thing. It ain't gonna work for me. And if I have to be have an investment in this, I'm gonna need a little bit more. So it ain't gonna work for me. I don't know. We'll figure it out. How y'all felt about the episode? How did y'all feel about Cheyenne yelling at Brooke because she wouldn't stand up in the middle of the gala or whatever it was, the women's empowerment brunch, because she used credit card? Who was right? Who was wrong? And Evelyn Lozada, you owe Brandy an apology. That's it. If y'all want to know more about SoDub, y'all can go follow him. I'm sure I'm gonna stream this on this channel. We'll see. And then y'all can find me at BusyBlu, no space, no E. Y'all see who's the more dedicated one? To be honest, I'm really just trying. I'm trying. We will see. But the episode of Basketball Wives is actually airing right now. So then we'll figure out a time to come and give y'all this review. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments. I know y'all gonna cuss me out. Tell me I'm not right. You should have did this. Busy, you that busy. What you don't know it. When she was a 3-year-old, she actually had what you did see in season 1. Okay, girl. We get it.